How's it going, guys? And welcome to the showdown between Norsca, led by Throg the Troll King, and Harganeth, who's going to be led by the crone Hellebron atop her mighty blood altar. So let's jump right into this match, guys, and have some fun. So in the front line, I do have a very heavy core of Marauder Berserkers, and I definitely like them quite a bit in this matchup. Granted, there are some risks. If the Dark Elves go very heavy with missile play, so they have Dark Shards, and especially the Black Art Corsairs, it's definitely going to be a little bit tough for you with the Berserker front line. But if you do end up facing off against Bleak Swords and Dread Spears, and even against Black Art Corsairs, I'm pretty sure Berserkers will trade relatively well. With 57 weapon strength, they're pretty much in the same boat as Saurus, with relatively low armor piercing. But again, it's a proportional thing. It's still a decent amount of AP, and they have a bonus versus infantry of 5, which is going to be pretty cool. So that's pretty much our entire front line. We do, of course, have the Brutes of the Hound on the far side, and these guys are very solid. They're unbreakable, and I think they have a better stat line. Let's actually see how much better it is. So yeah, it looks like they're 55-35 compared to 48-25, so going to be a little bit more durable here. So looking forward to seeing how they're going to do. On top of that, we have a Famir Balefiend with Shadows, which I think that, aside from Lore of Death, and I haven't really been using Lore of Death because, I've recently, talking with people, I haven't really enjoyed using Fated Buna too much. I feel like it really limits gameplay. So I think Shadows is probably the second best. Melkost is a very good ability. It slows, it does damage. Enfeebling Foe is a great duelist ability, good against elite troops. And then, of course, the Pendulum is just game breaking. So I really think that the Balefiends are going to be solid. So you guys probably wondering, I don't have the most AP in the front line and facing off against Dark Elves. What are you doing, Turin? How are you going to win? Well, I do have two of the Marauder Ice Wolf Chariot. So these things have really good AP. They have Frostbite, and I think they're really good against like Harganeth, and they're great at chasing down Black Art Corsairs. Just a very solid pick in this matchup if you can handle the Cav engagement. On top of that, we do have two groups of Marauder Spearmen, so one here and one here. And I think they're going to be escorted by, well, not escorted by, but they're going to be kind of screening for Skin Wolves, Norscan Ice Wolves, and then on the far side, I think I have Skin Wolves and then the Beasts of Tashnar, which are a bonus versus large, kind of a combat, I was about to take Cab, but combat hound. These guys look really cool. I love the tattoo they have back there. But yeah, that's pretty much it from our army. We got the Troll King, as I said, who's really good. And crone Hellebron, for any of you guys who haven't seen the pre-release videos or anything, she's a little broken. Her sword, I shouldn't say a little. She's pretty much just broken. The Cursed Blade, which you guys can see here, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to show this game. The Cursed Blade, it does so much damage. It's like it melts enemy lords, it melts everything. And when we were all doing the pre-release games and everything, I was like, why are these games going like this? Like, why does my front line die instantly every single time to crone Hellebron? Well, it's because of her sword, and you guys will get to see a little bit of that in play here. But regardless, I also want to show you guys potential ways to maybe deal with her with Throg, but we'll see how it goes. So for my opponent's force, he does have a couple of groups of Dread Spears, the Blades of the Blood Queen. So this is a very strong synergy for my opponent here. The Blades of the Blood Queen gives Guardian, and obviously the Chariot is going to be fighting right in the front line, so it's going to make her that much harder to kill. If we look at the stat line here, 24 physical, 25 missile, 50 or 47 magic resist, so she's just so tough. He has a couple of groups of Dark Shards. He's got a Shadowcaster, same kit as me. Blackguard, Slaanesh Harvesters, which are a very, very good choice. I love them in this matchup. They actually trade okay with Skin Wolves, believe it or not, and their abilities in the front line are very devastating. Soul Blight, Lesser Doom Bolt, and Soul Stealer and Mark of Pain for those guys. So without further ado, let's jump right into this match and have some fun. So over here you can see the Marauder Ice Wolf Chariots. I'm going to be circling around and basically just forcing a frontline engagement and then using the Chariots to slam into the back of his troops. So over here I'm taking a little bit of fire from those Dark Shards. You can see the Beasts of Tashnar pushing forward with these Skin Wolves right here, and also the Marauder Ice Wolf Chariots are following up. And I definitely feel like the Skin Wolves plus the Beasts of Tashnar can really melt these Slaanesh Harvesters and whatnot. So we'll see how it goes. On the far side, I have Norscan Ice Wolves also coming up and around, so trying my best to apply a lot of pressure. So you guys will see what I'm talking about, the Brutes of the Hound once they get in there. So the Wolf Chariot just coming in, and this is great. They're literally just tossing all these Dread Spears to the dogs. You can see these frothing Berserkers just like, yes, rain Dread Spears on us, rain them on us. Oh man, that's so great. So the Dread Spears getting rained on those guys, and they're just going to get mashed. You can see that Chariot charge doing a ton of damage there. And yeah, here in the center, the Bleak Sword's getting massacred. The only place that's going well for my opponent is where the Blades of the Blood Queen are fighting. And of course, Hellebron, but I do get a really fat Pendulum. So you can see that just so good and tasty Pendulum just coming down and just melting all of these guys to just get crushed by that, which is really good. In the back, we do have a couple pretty important fights here. So the Chariots just cycle charging in, hitting the Dark Shards. But here we have the Doomfire Warlocks fighting against the Skin Wolves. The Skin Wolves will definitely win because they have the bonus versus large and they regenerate, so that's a good situation for me. Down on the far side, you can see the Chariots just riding amok, just having a good old time with these Dark Elf Corsairs, and the Skin Wolves and other angry, fluffs of Norsca are definitely in the right neighborhood. So right here we do have the Brutes of the Hound pushing in. Thankfully, that Pendulum was able to do some really good work, and now you can see the bounce power shifting in my favor. But the Gaze of Cain does come down for my opponent, which is going to give quite a substantial buff to the Black Guard. But the Chariot's coming in, again, having pretty good AP, doing a really solid job here. So in this situation, you would think that Throg would just be absolutely whooping Crone Hellebron. I have Enfeebling Foe. Crone Hellebron's pretty low, 2100 HP, but I just want you guys to kind of take note of this situation here. So right now, Throg gets attacked by the caster. I just decided to, I think he just like his AI just attacked that. I didn't even tell him to. But Crone Hellebron just burns things down. Look at that attack. Like from a chariot with anti-infantry, but I guess like just the heroic killing blow and the witch brew make him really strong. But look at Throg just get melted. Like that is not normal. Like it's just, I don't know what that is, but man, Throg is just getting destroyed by Crone Hellebron. Like on her chariot. I mean, yeah, she has witch brew and stuff, but like, yeah, I don't know. I felt like Throg got destroyed a little bit quickly, and I don't even know. Did the Accursed Blade even go off? Yeah, that was just, I mean, Throg just got annihilated, like just straight up put it in a trash can there, but maybe it's just the Witch Brew and that's totally fine. But what makes her even tougher to kill is her AoE effect, which hasn't even come on yet. So Throg here, getting chased down, he's actually shattered, has 100 HP, and like this altar they just whip Throg into oblivion. Now things get a little bit ugly because you can see that the Crone Hellebron has activated her Cursed Blade, but I'm pretty far ahead in the balance of power, so I still should be okay. And the chariots are just like running amok. You can see these fluffy wolves are just trying to make some friends in here, but nobody wants to play with them. And over here, I do have some spears. I have skin wolves. I have frost wolves. We pretty much cleaned up the entire back line. You can see the last of these guys doing a somersault just into the pits of wolves, which is, I'm sure, a very, very nice experience for them. But if we look, Crone Hellebron's here, and yeah, I keep trying to drag her down, but I just like can't quite. And everything, she just instantly kills my Premier Balefiend. He gets like pretty much pushed off. He's taking like perpetual DPS, and it looks like it's like, yeah, right. It hasn't ticked again, but like all my troops are really taking quite a bit of damage. So right now I'm just forcing everything in, trying to kill Crone Hellebron, but that was a mistake. I probably should have gone, and there's another like 2 ticks right there. That was another 300 damage to everything nearby, if I'm not mistaken. But I have a couple berserkers and spears, so basically I was like, all right, I need to just like get in here. I need to like kill everything that's not Crone Hellebron, which is gonna hit her with army losses, which I think might be one of the best ways to deal with it. So I'm just chasing. Bounce power very, very heavily in my favor, but you can see right there, what was that? Was that a Gaze of Malice? I think he just used it on me there, which is pretty funny. But did it hit his guy? Yeah. Heroic killing blow as well as Witch Brew, giving him very good combat stats, 452. And from here, I'm just trying to kill his caster. So you can see all my forces rotating over, just trying to goon out the caster, because that's going to push the army losses very heavily in my favor. And from there, Crone Hellebron does break due to army losses, which was huge. But yeah, it's pretty insane. I don't know. Like, you guys will have to let me know your experiences there, because I got her really low, and I really thought, despite, even with Witch Brew and all that stuff active, something seems a little off with her like ratios or something else. And I know the Cursed Blade is obviously very good too, but I'll have to go and watch. I know Indie Pride did a really good video on it, so I'll have to go watch that again. But she definitely seems a little bit of a powerhouse. Like Throg should 100% win that fight, even with those abilities on, but because he has a anti-large and stuff. But again, maybe her attack rate's faster, and Witch Brew plus heroic killing blow is really, really strong. So. The Berserkers were huge. 119, 26, 132. So this is the one that fought the Harganeth Executioners. The other ones did great. The Chariots did a really good job disrupting the back line. Skin Wolves I like a lot here, but had he gone to like Cold One Knights, they would have had some trouble. So I really think that Skin Wolves should always be accompanied by either Norsca Ice Wolves or the Beasts of Tashnar. I really think that's the stronger way to play them for sure. But yeah, I mean, I liked my opponent's army. The Crone Hellebron, like, even if she was like, let's say they like toned her down a little bit and like, I don't know, adjusted her abilities. I don't know what they need to do, but if they adjusted them, I still think she would be a really good pick here because she's really disruptive in the front line. But I think against Norsca, you need to be really wary. Like, get Blackheart Corsairs. Just like these troops get mashed too easily. Blackheart Corsairs, maybe a couple Harganeth Executioners, and then a bunch of Blackheart Corsair Handbows. That could be really tough to deal with. The one thing this army might have struggled with, although he had answers, he had Dark Shards against Mammoths. But I really think the way to win this is to go wide and just use like Skin Wolves and stuff like that for your anti-large, or even Familiar with great weapons. But Dark Shards tear them to shreds. So you really have to go. I think the infantry is the way to go, with the chariots being really, really good. So yeah, it was quite a bit of fun. So very well played to my opponent, Milox. Look forward to running into again on ladder. And hopefully you guys enjoyed seeing Throg Daddy overcome the mighty Crone Hellebron. Have an excellent night, guys, and take care.